Want a break from the ads? Use your Prime sub now. Sub to Let's Get Down. Sub to LuckyJene with your Prime sub and you'll never get another ad again. You also get access to all my emotes. Don't you want to do it? This is Soul King Funk from Soul King Radio, found on YouTube. 2 hours of funkadelic tracks. Chat, I rated my, oh, the music's a bit loud. Let me turn it down a bit. So, chat, I decided to raid my, food cabinet, and I found two lovely things. I found a can of canned pineapples, and I found packets of combo pretzel bites. Meaning, chat, I do have snacks. I have little snackies I can eat during stream. I'll just mute and you'll see me going, hum. I'll be munching. I also have 2 bottles of water. Okay, fine, chat. Come here. We're just gonna... Okay, say ah. Ah. Sorry, mine. That one was good. That was a pretzel. That was a pizza one. Fine. Here you go, chat. Here you go. You can have one of the cheese ones, okay? Say ah. Come on. Ah. Come on, chat. There you go. There you go. Good job, chat. Proud of you. It's gonna be the one time I actually feed you, chat. The one time I actually feed you. We may eventually actually do, which I know not everybody's gonna be into it, but my favorite ASMR VTuber does munching streams. I would need like a more advanced model than what I currently have. But she'll get like food and try it out on stream, and then they'll like you know, taste it, and everybody gets to like talk about the food, and yeah. So I want to do that. But I'll probably mute during the eating part because I know it's not a lot of people's favorite thing. You'll just hear me talk about food. Nia. Oh, I'm so excited to eat some pineapples. Okay. You're just gonna steal food? I'm just gonna steal the food? I'll get extra. I'll get extra, chat, okay? Because, okay, so what they do is really, really clever, okay? Here's what we do. And so this is so... Oh, I'll eat all spicy food for you. That way you can experience my pain, but not, actually. So here's what they do, okay? They get on the screen, but they lower themselves, like, here. And then they'll go down and go... But... They'll go... And they come back up. And it's so clever because their model has like a little like bat. You can see the top of their head. So they go down and go, hope, and then come back up. But you can actually see them like bend down further than me. And so it looks like they're eating. It's so smart. And I'm jealous of the range of their model. Okay, hi Moxie. So, chat. Since everyone else is playing it, I'm feeling left out. We're playing Silksong. I want to be like all the cool big VTubers, okay? I feel left out, chat. I didn't even beat Hollow Knight, but I know about Hollow Knight, and I played some of it, and it was a really good game. I didn't beat it. I'll go back and beat it. But everybody's playing Silksong, and it's $20, so how can I not? Don't spray me! So, I'll beat this one. I'll beat this one, chat. I promise. I'll beat this in Red Dead. I'll beat Red Dead, and I'll beat this. Look, games get boring, okay? You can't blame me for games being boring. Games are boring, okay? Most games are boring. And so I'll play a little bit of it, and I'll be like, I'm not entertained anymore. And then I quit. Plus, like, chat, if I play the same game all the time, the people are going to come just for the game. And then they're going to be like, oh, he's not playing that game anymore. I don't want to be here anymore. Well, I haven't beaten Minecraft yet. But fine. I've beaten a few short games, chat. Like a few short horror games. Do you want to actually see me beat... Chat, do you actually want to see me beat a game? You don't beat CSGO. You hate yourself and cry and eventually spend too much money on boxes. You all actually want to see how I beat it? Okay. Fine. We'll beat... I'm not playing League. I don't hate myself that much. I might play CSGO. I'm not playing League. That's fine. Okay, fine. I'll beat some games. Okay, just for you, chat. League of Legends stream, 5,000 followers. 5,000 followers or 1,000 subs. Oh, I'll play with you off stream. Yeah, I'll play with you off stream. I'll play with you off stream just the goddamn once. I'll play with you off stream, but I'm not streaming it. I'm not streaming League of Legends. Oh. If I beat Baldur's Gate, I'm only doing it on hardcore. I'm only beating Baldur's Gate on hardcore, chat. I refuse to play it on lower difficulty. You're gonna hate me. Either 1,000 subs or 5,000 followers. I know, exactly. Exactly, Carlos. That's what we're gonna do it. I'll do it. I made it to chapter 3 in honor mode before I lost it. So, mwah. There's a kiss for you, Garth. All right, how's the sound of the game? Wait. Oh, y'all can't hear it yet. You ready? I'm doing amazing, Carlos. How you doing? All right, chat. You ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hi, Palmo. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. That reminds me. I got to do a thing. I'm gonna do this. We're gonna do this. All right, we ready? Are we ready? Mm-hmm. All right. Silksong, I'm songing. I'm silking until she songs. I'm songing until she silks. I'm hollowing my night until she silksong. She hollow my night until I silksong. That one works. Okay. No. I'm hollowing my night, or she's hollowing my night until I silksong. True facts. Kidding, Jet, kidding, sorry. I gotta check on one more thing. Wow. Wow. Chat, apparently stream says I have 0 viewers, and our lovely Nia needed to tell me that I have 0 viewers, and then they laughed at me, being like, ah ha ha, you have 0 viewers. I can't believe you have 0 viewers. You suck so much. Gene. And you know what? You know what? It's friends like this that make you wish you had more enemies. All right, lovelies, it is time. It is time to silk on that song. You ready? You are a lovely person. Nia's a lovely person, chat. Go check them out. If we can get a shout out for the lovely Nia, I would really appreciate that. Should I do like a partial screen, or are y'all going to be okay with this part of the screen being covered? Let's find out. Oh god, I love pineapples. Oh, I love pineapples. They see your beauty, so frail and fine. They see you peace, woven of faith and toil. They forget your heart, bound in slumber and servitude. When you wake, they shall see your truth, a beast's nature bare to all. Oh, nice. Nice press on nails. Chat, we're rearranging. Okay, one sec. Yep. Oh wait, video, chat. Watch the video. Gene slurping up pineapple juice. I am slurping up the pineapple juice. There you go, chat. Now you can see all of it. I like pineapple juice, Desi. That's why. Are we ready? Are you ready, chat? Am I a cool VTuber yet? Pineapple juice is honestly so good. Pineapple juice is the best. Okay. Are you ready? This game's hard. Chat, you're about to watch how good I am at games. Yes, it eats my tongue. Thank you. All right, cool. Pineapple juice will devour your flesh and your muscles because it has an acid in it, an enzyme in it that breaks down muscle. Thus, Desi, didn't I say hi to you? Hi, Desi. At least I already talked to you, Desi. Hi, Desi. And thank you for calling me amazing, talented, and handsome. I appreciate it. Oh, there it is. That's what we're looking for. Oh, I need to get used to that aim. Oh, nice. And, I mean, they're delicious, don't get me wrong, and we rejuvenate ourselves so often anyway, so it's like, you know? Whoop. I died, chat. I died. Okay, I need to move you real quick. Give me a second. You're blocking my view. First death. Who wants to keep track of it? Okay. Puppy suffers from... Oh, no, wait. You know what would be great? Drew in the Mask. What is up, Drew in the Mask? Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We all playing Silksong, I'm assuming. But I love you, lovely, lovely, lovely raiders. Thank you so much for the raid. My name is LuckyJene. Can we get a shout out for Drew in the Mask? I'm LuckyJene. I'm a gambler, a writer, a flirt, and I hope you enjoy your time here. We're trying out Silksong, but what were you all doing? Ooh. And I'm getting killed by... Welcome to the basement. All right, I forgot I kept you all in the basement. I know it happens sometimes. Oh, SCP Secret Lab. Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. Do I have to make a death counter? Fine, I'm just not gonna die anymore. Easy. There we go. Thank you, Aura. You're the best. Is this why I don't feed you? I mean, like, honestly, if I feed too many of you. But yeah, no, I hope you had a great time. And if you would like to hang out, feel free to do so. Thank you again so much for the raid. And I hope you have a lovely time. If you need a raid and run, feel free to do so as well. I don't know if I already said that, but, you know. Vibes. There we go. Okay. Desi Mama. Good thing I'm not in the basement. Desi, you're totally in the basement. Everybody's in the basement. Y'all ain't got a choice in where you are. No, you try. You try. It's scary to... Girl be hurting. They aren't slaves. They're friends. I just have to keep all my friends together so that they never leave me. Silky girly, why you crying like that? Oh, sorry. Am I talking too fast, Nia? I'm very sorry. I'm excited, okay? I'm excited. I'm like a little dog chasing his own tail. I pay you to keep me out of the... You pay me to keep me out... You know what? Fair enough. Fair enough. You pay me enough. I suppose I can let you out of the basement, at least for a little while. Hi, Allie. How you doing? Hi, Lily Dragon. Hello, everybody. Did I not say hi to anybody at the beginning of stream? Oh, no, chat. Oh, no, chat. My streaming skills are slacking. I didn't even say thank you to Ocean for getting third. I didn't even say thank you for getting second spell. I didn't even say thank you, Echo Infernal, for getting first. That's so rude of me. I apologize, chat. I don't hate you. I would never hate you. Alright, there's no way to get that right now. We'll have to come back later. Yes, Nia, you're in the basement. You've been here the whole time. I mean, look, they don't need an ecosystem. If they wanted an ecosystem so badly, maybe don't be made out of things that need to be killed. Hi, Savvy Addy. How you doing? Pineapple. No. Secret funds. What secret funds? I know. I got really excited. Okay, you can't blame me for that. You can sit on the you can sit on the porcelain throne. You know. That should be good for you. Why is girl hurting? Because yes, chat. Of course, there's a bathroom. Ooh, boss battle! Boss fight! Boss fight! Woohoo! Mother! Okay. Is there a dodge mechanic? Oh! Okay, touching her tail hurts you. Don't sneak into the attic. Attic's legal. We have 2 so far. I understand holding her tail apparently hurts you. Let me take a look at the controls real quick, chat. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Sorry, let me take a look at the controls real quick, and let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Boop, boop. And I wonder if I can parry. Parry! We're gonna try that, okay? I got my stuff back. Come here, moss mother. Oh, well, I lowered myself down quickly. What is bind? Oh! Oh, chat, there's a heal. I did not realize there's a heal. Chat, I immediately lost all my health. Wow. Okay, well. We got this, chat. 3. Need a little bit more pineapple, chat. I'm ready. I need to eat a pineapple and a pretzel, and I'm ready. I got this. Okay, out. I haven't played Rayman. I do like Rayman, though, but I haven't played it before. Okay. Chat, are you ready? We're winning this one right now. Right now. Easy. Last time is all we need. No more deaths. No, Allie, come back! Quit your job. Oh, fuck. Oh. Okay, it's like an angled thing. Give it a sec, give it a sec. We got this, chat. Doing fine, doing fine. Fucked up. Did it! Of course, I'll take care of you. You might starve, but I'll take care of you. Yay! How many deaths we at, chat? Thank you, thank you, thank you. 3! I like Echoes better. We're going with 3. Huh? This doesn't count, chat. Don't go in the attic. In real life, yeah, I only have... Doesn't count! I didn't actually die! Up with you, up! I won't have you dying on my floor. Ah, awake at last. You should mind your strength, traveler. There's no wasting energy on an old nobody like me. I see that now, madam. My welcome to your land has not been kind. I had reason to be wary. I'm doing amazing, chat. I don't know what you're talking about. So you're another pilgrim, then, scuttled out to the darkness, climbed the great path, and bow at the gilded peak? I'm no pilgrim. I am Hornet, and I arrived in your land by no choice of my own. I was brought to your kingdom by force, captured by strange bugs clad in veils. Oh, how curious. The bugs of the citadel at the summit of our land. They veil themselves in service to their faith, or perhaps as slaves to something greater. That's the voice that you make, Nia? Then I shall seek their citadel. If these veiled bugs would go to such lengths to bring me here, I intend to find out why. I need to check out something real quick, chat. Sorry. Okay, we're so good. Oh, ferocious, intimidating, yours is no pilgrim spirit. You've the bearing of a hunter. Welcome, then, fierce traveler to Faraloom, our holy yet haunted land. Hi, Cat. How you doing? Hi, Lily. Mwah. Carlos, hi. Oh, did we have any? Okay, Goth asked for a kiss earlier, and we gave that. Before the part, permit an old bug a brief warning. Best keep the weapon drawn. Our kingdom is gripped by a curse. Our paths grow wild and dangerous, and though some still attempt to climb the citadel at the crest, none return to speak of what they see. Ooh, chat, it's spooky up in here. Desi, who got us AC. Is that why my AC bills have been so expensive? Is that why it's been so expensive, champ? Send through the lands of Faraloom to reach the citadel at the Kingdom's Peak. View objectives in the task screen on the map. Chat, they won't let me speak. Got it. Well, I'll take it all the spiders, chat. I wanted to talk to her, but she wouldn't talk. She's all like, no talking. Who wants to... What do you use? That's interesting looking. Left stick up? Left stick up to talk? Really? Caramia. Ah, my lovely Caramia. We're going back. I wasn't trying to kill her! You bear your blade well, Hunter, and your skill no doubt, so I don't mean any unkindness when I say you seem a little frail. I was a long time spent in the capital, bound by seals strange to me. My strength is diminished but recoverable. By the time I reach the citadel, I'll be ready to face what waits. Okay, cool. That's fair, Desi. That's fair. Hornet is pretty. Hornet is so pretty. Chat, I don't think I've ever felt gender envy for a character, but I kind of want to be the Hornet. Oh, chat, it's a bony bottom. What are we going to do with the bony bottom? A fellow pilgrim, are you? About to start your great journey to the Holy Citadel up top? I'm no pilgrim, sir, though it seems we'll be traveling a similar path. Hello, Chaos VTubing. How you doing? Not a pilgrim? Well, it makes no difference, I suppose. We all must walk the roads up and up, though most of us will fall long before we see the grand gates. If you wish, you'll stop here and rest a while before heading out into the dangerous world. Oh, yeah, I can do the Southern voice. I got you. Oh, traveler, destined for the Citadel, yes. Before you embark, won't you stop and make trade with an old pilgrim? Enjoy your gas station walk, I believe in you. And Bambi's dad, he gives me gender envy. I'll check him. Bambi. The deer? I'd see you ways, madam, though I fear I have nothing worthy of return. Oh, where not, if you like find good a child, we can barter, and still in this devout land, we deal in the currency of faith. Rosaries, those finely carved beads of prayer. If you will only share some with me, I'll trade you something fair. Oh, how are you? Damn. Take me with you, I want snacks. Your shop bug, a wish wall. It's past time this old camp had one. As the resident fix, I'm taking it upon myself to sort it out. That popular thing about fire loom wish walls useful too, so any prayers left unanswered, give them a place to go. What we got here? Boop. Shaboop. What you got, Buggy? You've come down here? You come to hide down here too? Then 'tis a fearful world out there. If you can keep quiet, I don't mind you joining me. You've chosen a curious place to rest, ma'am. This is a pit of bells, and the structure around it, they suggest a station for travel, the one long abandoned. Ah, rumor in camp said these bells run throughout the lands. Great veins of them forged by our ancient kin. And even some say bugs used to travel right through them, in gilded carriage no less. Surely some fanciful travel would be a sin for us pilgrims. We must walk and climb and crawl using only our own meager claws. Only thus can we prove our devotion. Gosh, that's fair, that's fair. Carlos, do you know what? I just don't want to exist. I think that's my goal. Gender dysphoria for non-existence. Get a snack too. Get a snack. Get a little gummy snack. Get a $1 iced tea and get yourself a little gummy snack. Come on, a little gummy snack. You know you want a little gummy snack. We're worth it. We're worth a gummy snack or two. You trying to deny chat a gummy snack? Oh, well, lovelies, that's why I'm gonna stay around as long as I possible. You're not drinking tea? Tea is well, then get a juice. Get yourself an Arizona mango juice. It's delicious. It's the mangoiest. It quenches. I need a double jump, chat. It's the quenchiest. Monster's so expensive. Get yourself some. Oh, all right. Black Widow, how was our club? Hope you had a good time. Did you do some good arting? Does Gene count as a gummy snack? I mean, it depends on when you see me. You don't need monster chat. You need to be taking care of yourself is what you need to be doing. Oh god, it's a boss. Ain't really a boss, I guess. It's something. That shit don't do nothing. What is the point of me going grubba gubba? I thought it would do something. Oh, well, you have fun doing that. I know. We're not allowed any more deaths. We're not allowed any more deaths for today. Nah. You need Peachy Keen. Get yourself some Peachy Keen. Get yourself something tasty. Oh, get yourself the juice one. The juice ones are tasty. They're very good for you. Love them so much. Oh, Lily, thank you for the stretch. 1 second here. I'm just gonna... Thank you. No, it's... No! Hey! Oh, let me do a sip, thank you. We're only at 4. We're only at 4, chat. Only 4 deaths. Come on, little stinkies. There we go. Do y'all enjoy the little clicky clackies? Let's do it. The vanilla one? Vanilla? What do you mean vanilla? Vanilla monster? There ain't no way there's a vanilla monster. Explain that one to me. Explain that one to me. Alright. You have a good one. Lovely to see you. Thank you for coming by, Nia. I do really, really appreciate it. Hope you have a night. Oh, shit. Alright, let's not do that. I think I've been here before. A vanilla one. Oh, hello. Hello, princess. Oh, hear me pray. Please hear me sing. The path's ahead, but there's a thing I can't squeeze past. Oh, gate of bones, so please wake up and help.
That's fine.
Hey, Amdus, how you doing? Why do you sing, little one? The bony gate seems like a poor audience. Oh, but of course I sing, Sharama? Program just like you. Hear the call of the great citadel just like every other devout soul. But look here, as soon as our sacred journey begins, we are tested. This huge gate stands between us and the way forward. Our only prayer and song will open the way. In this kingdom, even mighty bone is moved by music. Join your voice with mine, Red Maiden. You, me, and my lucky chime will sing together until the great gate opens. Not happening. It does kind of sound tasty. You know what I like, chat? One of my favorite sodas of all time is? It is Pepsi Vanilla Nitro. Have you had it before? It's super, super creamy and very, very delicious. It makes me very happy. I'm not a big fan of Pepsi, but it is so good. So good, chat. You don't even know. It's so good. You have to make it right, though. You pop it and you pour it, and it's good. Did you see that, Red Maiden? The great gate heard my song, and it's in its infinite wisdom and ancient kindness has opened the way forward for us. Gate, gate, nicest gate I've met. Gate, 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 great greatest miracle yet. Ha ha ha. You want me to make it? Okay, I will make it. I'll see if I can find it. But. It's gonna be delicious. Oh, this is gonna be annoying. I love drinking creamy stuff. Oh my god. Insane. Insane, chat. Y'all be behaving yourselves, alright? Insert rosaries? I guess. Oh. What is this? Very cool. Chess, since when are you behaved? You are blessed to walk the foundations of the Fairloom. Humble yourself before the shells of those who gave their lives to hold our kingdom's weight. Oh, no, but do you know who has really weird soda? Japan. Japan has really weird soda. But the nice part about America is we have stores specializing in Japanese goods. So we have all the cool Japanese sodas. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Yeah, I don't understand the obsession with pickles. I do not understand the obsession with pickles. Personally, not the biggest fan. Pickles are fine, but they are not like, you know, I want to have a burger that's... Oh, shit! What do you mean? There's pickle soda, there's like so much pickle stuff. I'm just like, who needs all this pickle? Who so badly wanted all of this pickle? Pickles made properly are delicious. Have you seen the pickle burger in the US though? Where it's just a burger and it's like so obscenely topped with pickles that like it's a layer. It's a very visible layer. What is this? So yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's other stuff that's amazing in the US. Not everything's weird pickle burger. Some stuff are weird pickle burger, but not all stuff are weird pickle burger. And they have a pickle like slushy. Why you calling me out like that? I got low vitamins. Don't come at me for my low vitamins. No spreading hole, chat. Keep it away. Keep that booty hole sealed. You absolutely hate pickles? That's fair. I like a good pickle. Schlickle the pickle. Poshanka, edges sharp and senses keen. In my land, that's the way warriors would greet each other. For though you are a child barely hatched, you are also a warrior. Your stance, your weapon, your movements all proclaim it so. I am here to grant you a pickle. Exactly. You have keen sight for my skill bug, but my childhood has been long since past. What happened here? I've seen battle all around. How'd you make your mom allergic to cucumbers? These strange shuffling pilgrims in this camp below, they were docile enough, but up here they seem to have lost their senses. They cry out in the darkness and attack their fellow travelers. Really? Oh, well, you know. Yakasha. Keep your weapon drawn and your bearing true. The way ahead is winding, and to lose one's way invites only death. I'm a navigator among my tribe and have been making maps of these lands. I can trade them with you and supplies if you wish. Oh, bet! Alright. Yeah, and this name lands are giving freely. I'm Shakar, wielding rings. In our hunts intertwine again, I will have any maps to trade. Until then, farewell, child-willing needle. Put away the whole chat. Put away the whole chat. We might have guests come by. Chat, we need to show our best side, and your best side is not whole. Interesting. Oh, shit. Stop spitting at me. Weirdo. You have to do nothing. My best side is whole. I don't believe that, chat. You have many beautiful features. And not all of them are whole. I'm an idiot, chat. Ow. Stop existing, Jesus. I'm getting decimated here, chat. Wow. Desi, you're teaching them awful things. Teach them nicer, kinder things. I love the way she moves. I like the way she moves. Bow, bow, bow. I like the way she moves. I like the way. Yeah, I like the way. Have fun. That thing doesn't seem okay. Chat, do you think that thing's evil? It's evil, chat. Damn it. No! Desi, I really appreciate you so much. You are a fantastic person, and you're so very, 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 very wonderful. Thank you so much for being a member of the stream. It's 5. Okay. Desi, I gave you kind words. I was eating. Sorry. I mean when I eat. Get a Slurpee, get a Slurpee, get a Slurpee, get a Slurpee. They have so many good Slurpees. Sometimes they have energy drink Slurpees. Slurpee, Slurpee, Slurpee. And it feels so good on the tongue, chat. Slurpees just feel so good. You need more Slurpees in your life, chat. You need more Slurpees. I like the texture of Slurpees. Slurpees have the best texture. Fight me, motherfucker. All ice should be frothy. Wow. Wow. Wow, Gene. What was that, Gene? You're better than this. You're only slightly better than this. Yay, we got a tool. Chat, I'm a tool now. Oh, I can't even use it yet. You're gonna slurp your wife. My wife. No, but Frosty's. That was disappointing. Ow! I cannot wait to have more movement abilities. I'm so excited for the movement abilities, chat. She's gonna be so agile. I'm so excited. Hi, Allie. How you doing? Bro's dead. Oh, yeah? Yay! And down we go. Come on, Slurpee, though! Get yourself a Slurpee. What the... Alright, 1 sec. Aha! A native of these fiery lowlands approaches. Have no fear, my friend. We fleas are humble travelers. Well met, sir. Though, like you, I'm not of these lands. I'm merely journeying through. No, I don't want to start me. I'm actually gonna get some like dinner on my drive. Maybe I'll stop somewhere for a sandwich. It's good luck for wonders to me on an unfamiliar path. And now we've met. Know I am Flea Master Mushka, leader of this caravan. Your own journey has already begun, but you are most welcome to tarry here a while, stranger. Where ways are dark and windings good, bugs must stay close together. Okay. Do you have anything for me? Welcome to our caravan. You're very funny, very strange flea. No fret at all, your wings fell off. Har har har, it's a jest of course. Us fleas famous for giving jokes. Alright, right. We need to do a... I'll buy you some food. If you want to get some food, we can get some dinner. Allows one to collect more. Ooh. You look a little tired, unhealthy. You can rest here. Alright. It's 96 degrees outside. That sounds awful. Have you tried living somewhere where it's not 96 degrees outside? I don't know what temperature it is outside, mind you, so... Ow. I imagine it is super chill where I'm at. And I'm going outside later, so we'll find out. Fair enough. Oh man, I would love if it was 60 degrees. I'm moving in with you, Echo. Get ready. I'm not stinky. I smell so tasty. I took a big shower today. It was a long shower. It was so good and so healthy for me. And I loved my shower so very, very much. Ow. Oh my god, 6. 6, chat. I'm actually glad we died because I wanted to go back where we came from. But 6. I know. No more deaths, chat. We're not allowed to get any more deaths. I'm allowed 6 deaths this entire game, and once I get 10 deaths in this game, I will quit playing it. I was naked in the shower today. Okay, chat. So I too know how to shower. I wash everything. It was an all-over shower. My shower was so good. I got so clean. I smell so good. Ain't nobody dope like me, chat. I am so fresh and clean. Calloused, I am so jealous. I was naked. It was even worse, chat. I was in Discord naked. That's right, chat. I sent Discord messages. Can you shower not naked? I mean, I could. I prefer not to, though. I know, right? It's crazy. Oh, I'm sorry, Lily. Chat, you'll never know which messages it were either. You'll never know. You'll be wondering constantly, was Gene naked while writing this? No, probably not, but he could have been. Where am I going? Where'd I go? Mayhaps. Anybody could be naked at any time, ever, especially on the internet. I could be naked right now. Kylo's doing me at the same thought. Chat, are we all naked? Is everybody in chat naked right now? Chat, that's gross. Aura, ban him! Ban him all, Aura! Take him out! Kidding, I'm kidding. Don't ban anybody. Do not ban anybody. We silken my song. Thank you for the follow, Frozen Jarhead. How did we get here? How did I get here? I refuse, Moxie. Huh. Won't you stop? Surely you want something. I have no monies. Oh, right, because I died. Damn. Yes, you're right. It's the afternoon. I also decided to do a stream like really, really early. You're listening to Gene 97.3 FM. You would be surprised, but Kallist, I don't live with you. Sorry to say, sorry to say. Don't kick me in the shin. Don't take my knees, I need those. Moxie, stop getting involved in drama. And don't add me to your drama. I refuse to get involved in other people's drama. I've had enough of it as my own. You can't have my... No drama llama. Exactly, no drama llama. Ain't no drama here, cause I said no to the drama. Doo-doo-boo-boo-boo-boo-boo-boo. Don't take any of my shin. I need my knees. Why do you want my body parts, chat? Why do you want my body parts? Don't answer that. Ow. Bastard. What's up, chat? It's your boy. There we go. It puts the lotion on the skin. Or else it gets the hose again. That's a lot of help. No, you did not take my knees. I did not allow it. You can say anything you want, Chad. Doesn't make it true. Hi, there's Silas. How you doing? I say a lot of lies, chat. Doesn't make any of them true. Do you need knees? I do need knees. How am I supposed to do the Megan Thee Stallion pose? Oh no, 8 ads. I'm so sorry, chatters. I hope you all have a good one in the ads. Okay, I think we're going in the right direction now. I could be wrong. First time. So cool. I love that they sing. Your voice echoes through the caverns. Deeper in search of my mentor, the greatest of my tribe. Okay. We ain't got nothing we can trade, though. Mm-hmm. They are so cool. They are so cool. Bish, I'm back. Bish, I'm back. Oh, shit. This feels like a bad idea, chat. Damn. No boss fight yet. You know, they hollow on my night till I Silksong. And we're back. Congratulations on welcoming yourselves back into the stream. I've missed you all so very, very much. Done. I miss everybody. I always miss everybody. Just 'cause you don't believe me doesn't mean it's not true. Okay, that was the bad way. I missed everybody. I missed Nia the most, though, because Nia left with intent and hatred. Just kidding, I don't miss Nia the most. But, you know, I could have. Who are you officially? That is death, chat. Oh, God. Oh, God. Ah! No! No! I'm going down. You're kidding me. You're kidding me. Crucified Phil, thank you so much for the sub. Karamia, thank you for gifting a sub. I really appreciate that. Why is this an option? Why is it an option to send me back to the beginning? If you can name that 80s song and singer, you can go into the competition to win Gene's knees. That's not true. Liking the song is considered a blank roll. What is it? Saying this band sucks is a common way of appreciating what band? Mega chat. I would love a secret. I would love a secret, Lilith. Get in the water below me. You know what? Fine. Ooh. Oh, it is a secret. It's a secret of death. I'll tell nobody secrets. Enjoy your monster. Very interesting. It's a little baby secret, chat. If you link this song to someone, it's considered a... Chat, do you give up? Do y'all really give up on that one? Come on, chat, that one's easy. Come on, chat, that one's easy. It's considered a Rick roll. There we go, Karamia. I'm glad you got it. Ding, ding, ding. Congratulations. You win. That is interesting, Echo. I don't know what to do with that information. I suppose I'll take it to my grave. No, 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 don't ship my knees off. Again, you cannot give my knees away as a prize. Let's go. Till away, till away. You're not giving you my kidneys either. I need my organs, chat. Stop trying to take my organs. Come on. I can survive with just one lung too. Doesn't mean I want to survive with just one lung. We are not selling Gene off by pieces. I mean, at least I'm getting some like actual money. Stop. You know, why you want my? What are you gonna do with them? Eat them? You know, look, I'm gonna put them in a jar and just be like, oh look, I collected the rare Lucky Gene. Interesting, Carmia. Did you have fun in the Oval Office? How recently was this? Mm-hmm. Don't cut my legs off. Why is there so much violence against me? Brutal. Collect them all. You get one whole gene. Just at least sell me off as just like as a whole, you know? Very cool. Chat, you don't want to cut up my tongue. You like my voice too much. If you cut up my tongue, I can't talk anymore. I don't... That's awful, Cornea. I hope you're doing okay. Besides the part hole. Unfortunately, chat, I will still be dead. Welcome back, Molly. Hope you enjoyed your shower. You have 2 extra bones in your feet. What do you do with the extra bones? Can I have the extra bones in your feet? You don't need them. Give me your bones. Give me your extra feet bones. You don't need them. Maybe I want extra foot bones. Oh. All right, chat. That's fair. That's fair, actually. You know what? That's fair. That's very fair. Understandable. Understandable. I get it. Chat, do you like this where you can see the game better? I might do like a little overlay so that like the game is off center like this. That way we can all see it a little bit better when I'm doing stuff and it's not being covered by me. Is it large enough to see everything? You didn't notice? Perfect. Okay, cool. Sweet. Okay, then I'm going to design a little overlay with like a chat section so we don't have to keep moving chat all the time. I'll take both the bones in your feet. I'll make earrings out of them. Probably a 0. If you fall, you're going to break it and somebody might want to steal it. I don't know how nice the area you live in is, but I prefer not to risk my shit being taken. Oh yeah, no, chat would be put at bottom. I'm gonna make like a little... If you look at... what's his name? It's something Lupo. Is it Lulu Lupo? Ah, shoot. We're going to take a quick look at him. I just want to feed bones. Just the bones. What's so wrong with me wanting bones? What's that? Yeah, Lulu Lupo. Oh, Lulu Lupo's live right now. But so Lulu Lupo has a bunch of like little stuff on the side. Here, we'll take I'll do a little screen share. Apparently he has COVID. Poor boy. All right, here we go. You ready? Okay. I really like his overlay because you see like he has this little thing at the bottom with this little frame thingy and like the nice piece on the side. It works really well. I mean, people have COVID. I've met a lot of people who have COVID lately, so I'm like, yeah. The BMV was like, dude, you're supposed to do this. Yeah, stop having COVID, chat. Jesus, come on, guys. Come on, guys. Stop having COVID. I've never had COVID, chat. Just like, don't do it. Is that easy, chat? Have you ever thought about just not having COVID? Like, come on. Really, guys? So wait, I've crawled up here a few times now. Oh, that's awful. Oh no, I'm sorry, Molly. Just stop being poor. Exactly. It has yet to work for me, chat. I'm gonna be honest. Stopping being poor has not worked even once. That is insane. Wait, your heart works amazing now? Wait, why does your heart work amazing now? I'm not like disappointed that your heart works amazing now. I'm just kind of surprised your heart suddenly works amazingly. Hi, I'm back. Don't worry about me. Keep getting lost. It's fine. Anyways. I learned the secret on how to fly? Yeah, you just missed the ground. We got a cool scar. Okay, that's sick. Hi, Wild Kitten. How we doing? Ow. I forgot, chat. Forgot not to be stupid. All I have is my gallbladder scars that did not heal well. And that I am self-conscious about now. Yay. Self-conscious about our scars. Who's with me, chat? Are there any animals in here? No, I'm a guy. I covered my scars up with the first tattoo. Okay, no, so here's my issue, chat. Okay, this is not to like make you all be like, oh my god, Gene has such a weird stomach. So I had my gallbladder removed, right? And like they cut into your belly button and they line it up. Well, there is like a line between where my belly button and my stomach lines up where it's like, oh Jesus, it doesn't line up properly. And I was like, I told the doctor, hey, is this an issue? Like, can we fix this? And he's like, oh, it'll line up. He knew I was never coming back. He knew I was never coming back. So he was just like, yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Do you want to see I'm not showing you pictures of my belly button. That might be a kink I don't know about. Weaver of Faerun, by grace you warded, by thread you healed, for your favor eternal we offer you our song. Uh-huh. Owie. My cat is judging Gene right now. That's fair. Your cat always judges me, though. Your cat's like, why do you watch Gene? Really? You want to watch that guy? Like, okay, yeah, I guess. Oh. I did not lick my arm, chat. Don't worry about me licking my arm. I did not do it, so it doesn't matter. He got a new toy recently. Who got? Cos? Oh, your cat. I was like, Gene got a new toy. I did not. Daughter of a distant land, we who remained have waited long. Bind your strength to our reclaim the future of the haunted kingdom. My arm just felt weird, so I licked it, okay? Silksong. Hey, let's do it. Oh my god, wait. I'm so excited. You don't know, Collist. I did not lick my arm. Wink. You being ashamed of self-conscious? No. That's fair. That's fair. Everybody, I think, looks gorgeous, though, even with scars. And scars are cool because they tell stories, and stories are the best. The more stories you have, the better of a person you are. Ow! I thought it let me go forward. I was not paying attention earlier. It is fine. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of concussions. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you got off lucky. That's fair. I guess you don't have to have more than just written stories, chat. But you can have stories on your body, and you can have stories outside of your body and everything. Who is it? An intruder? Terrible to interrupt a humble druid as they work. I mean, no intrusion, druid. The sound of your laughter drew me to investigate. The settlement is built around an old structure of the Weavers. Do you know about them? Do they inhabit this land still? Me? What settlement? What Weavers? You speak nonsense. You're here. In here. So why did you send you? Grant her wishes? Wishes, yes, my wish. I need fruits of the world. 3 little darlings. I need them, so I wish. Does the kingdom not send you, little one, to grant my deeds? Fuck it. I'll pick up berries. Why not? Grant every refuse. Oh, I didn't refuse! We're gonna go find berries, chat. Promise then, a binding stronger than sin. Bring me these 3 moss berries, precious fruit. Grant my wish, and then the world begins. Gene voices amuse me. My voices amuse me too, chat. That's why I do them. Yeah, I'm glad the doctor wasn't nearby. I hate these things. I hate how they move. I hate how they move. Oh, why are you green? Calm down, boy. Give me green. Mossberry! Hey. Chat, behave yourself if you're gonna do anything like that. DMs exist for a reason. Fun fact, I ate so much corn when I was a little kid, I now can't stand it unless it's popcorn. Corn is great, though. I love corn. Crusty crown. Hi, Vanya. Vanya, how you doing, Vanya? Good to see you. Miss you. Popcornia. Popcornia. Insane. Vanya, how you doing, though? I mean, okay, fair enough. Beehive. Bee? Chat, we can be bees. Exactly. I appreciate it. At the farthest PG-13. Because in 7 minutes, it's planned that I make D&D characters with people in my campaign, but they're not on now, and I'm worried they'll flake. These guys take my anxiety away. Kylist, you'll be fine. No matter what happens, you have prepared what you need to prepare. And at worst case scenario, you reschedule. I believe in you. You got this, okay? And if they don't show up, hit me up. You were gonna DM, right? All sorts of things are happening in chat. Hi, Moxie. I mean, like, hey, if they're like, if nobody shows up and they completely fake. No, Vani, stick around. I'll miss you. If they completely flake, I mean, I would always like somebody to DM for me. Mm-hmm. Oh, I only read a little bit of it. I didn't read the whole thing. Oh, I did read the whole thing and I'm lying now. Plus, I'm very good at forgetting things. Two damage. All right, what are we at, chat? Seven's not too bad. I'm not doing too bad. Not 69. Hey. I'm not doing bad. I'm doing great. You're just upset that I'm so good at this game. Fuck. Figured it out. Fucking hell, what the fuck? Oh my, okay. Okay. 10 deaths, I delete the game. 10 deaths, if we do 10 deaths at this stream, I'll never play this game again. Two more deaths? Yeah. Crazy, right? I have zero rage. I just wanted to be. I wanted to experience it, chat. I wanted the. I didn't want FOMO anymore, and I don't have FOMO anymore. What? No, I don't hate you. I hate nobody. You know this. Cost redeemed praised. Oh, hi, Kylist. Kylist, sweetie, you are very, very fun and fantastic. You have been a lovely addition to this community, and I've really enjoyed having you here. You are a very interesting little being, and you do such great, and cool things. You are talented at so much. And you are just a very, very, very cool bean. I have enjoyed... Oh, I got distracted. It's so hard for me to focus right now. Give me a second. I've enjoyed having you here. You're fantastic. You're lovely. You are cool. You are absolutely gorgeous. You have a very, very cool sword. And I think that you're going to do some great things. I'm excited to hear your stories about DMing. I think it's going to be super cool because you have an exciting thing planned out. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being super fucking cool and for being a lovely, lovely addition to this community. Mwah. I apologize that I was a bit distracted during that. Was not expecting that. Missed. Here we go. Shit. Ah, motherfucker. Thank you for the lurk. Mwah. Have fun. Good luck. You want me to redeem praise for Allie? Sandwiches. Finish each other's sandwiches. Last one, chat. Last one, or else this game is gone forever. Okay, how about this? If I beat the boss, then it doesn't count. Then if I can beat the boss, we get another life. Chat, Allie can have praise later when I'm not dying. I'm dead. Well, GG chat. The game is gone forever. The game is gone forever, chat. That was not 9. What do you mean? What? Why should I keep playing it? That was only 9? That was only 9. Fine. I will give you one more. I'll give you one last one. This one is for all of it. You ready? Oh. Allie, you are so very, very wonderful. You're kind, you're sweet, you're so much fun in the Discord, and you're just a lovely, lovely person. I've been super happy to have you here, and every little encounter I have with you has made me more happy to have you here as a member of this community. I am sure you're very talented, and I'm sure you're going to do great things. If you're even a little bit the person that I've known you outside of the stream, then you are amazing. Thank you so much for the redeem for them, Crucified, and thank you so much for being part of this community, Allie. All right. Ah, shit. Damn it! Well, there it goes. There it goes, chat. Stuff counter 10. Here, how about this, chat? Maybe we'll do something that'll allow me to replay this game at another time. Maybe we'll make it a milestone. Thank you. It is 4:05. I have 30 minutes left. We'll make it a milestone for another time, okay? You can re-unlock this game. Give me 10 more lives at another point. Yappy time? Yeah, we'll yap. We'll yap. I think it's a very pretty game. I don't know how well this fits with the stream style, though, you know? Because, like, as much as I like this game, and I do think it was a lot of fun, it's very cute and all, it is intense. It is very focused. And it kind of makes it hard for me to just hang out and chat with you all, you know? Which I do like it. Yes. But if there are times where chat got really fast, where I'm going to be honest, chat, I had no clue what you said. My lovely DDs. My lovely DDs. Every little devious darling who is so very fantastic. Exactly, you do, you do, you do. I'm just glad you didn't realize when I couldn't hear what you, or I couldn't read it. I don't believe there was praise. I don't believe there was praise at all, Silas. You're lying to me. But it was fun. Yeah. Cornea, you okay? What's on with Cornea? Crystal Quartz, thank you so much for the follow. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Made me worry. Did we miss something? Oh, that's fair. I like Booba. Oh. Hope you're okay, okay? We're walking now. Nice, 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 nice. So, chat, to give you a little bit of rundown of what's happening today and why we're not streaming later. At 6, I need to go sign some legal paperwork, which that's going to be fun, you know? Going in there, signing a bunch of stuff, and moving on to a new stage in my life. Then I'm going to be going and trying to do a demo singing lesson. So, you know, if that goes well, I might have a singing coach, and then you can hear me sing regularly, because I feel like I really need a coach to get better at singing. I know. It's like hypothetically, how do you get better at singing, chat? Do you know how to get better at singing, chat? You just do it. But every time I sing, there's always the people who know how to sing. They're like, Gene, you sound lovely. Your voice is great. Do you know what a diaphragm is? And I'm like, I know what I'm doing. I just don't know what I'm doing. Okay. So I'm hoping to talk to the guy, and they teach me how to do some basic singing stuff, and that way I can, you know, fix the gap. Yeah. Well, that's like I do lack a lot of control with my voice, and there is definitely like there's a wall right now for singing with me that if I can bypass that, then I'll be a lot comfortable, and then I'll be singing all the time. Your boyfriend did what? Yeah, I take it back. I don't want to steal him anymore. Exactly. All in the throat. That's what I do. Chat, I'm going to vibrate. Chat, we vibrating? Sorry. We're good. That's fair. And honestly, like, I feel like once you learn how to do the muscle control and you can do it properly, you just do it all the time, you know? You always vibrate. That's terrifying. I hope your body is okay. Is there something wrong? Is there something wrong with your body, Silas? You can still mine. He might rage bait you, though. Fair. Oh yeah, no, and I apparently, like, when you're singing right, you have to be loud, and I live in an apartment, chat. So, also, oh no, chat, I'm single. Yeah, I'm very happy that y'all have partners. You've never done what before? I don't have a partner. I'm sure you'll find one. Yeah, everybody will find one eventually, you know? You just spend some time, get to know some people, talk to them, and everything will be great. It's infuriating sometimes the amount of shit he says to me. I have to pull out the full names. Chat, have you ever been called your full name? Have you ever been called your full name, chat? Like because you got in trouble? I haven't. Because I guess, I don't know, my name really doesn't feel like anything bad. I guess my name's hard to say in anger. He was going to lift up the potato pot, and the potato slipped off the knife and splashed down in the pot with boiling water, and that water splashed on the foot. Oh, that's awful. I feel you, John. Yeah? Can you do it in anger? Can you shout my full 4 names in anger? Molly, May, Melvin, Margarita. Just going, That's fair, Vanya. That's fair. I believe you. Your name's now Molly, May, Melvin, Margarita. You started crying. Beat your boyfriend up. Punch your boyfriend. It's okay. He's a strong man. He can take it. Yeah, you can take it. Isn't that right, chat? People use my middle name when angry with me. My nickname is Eminem. Martha Mathers. My name is too goofy to get angry and yell at. He started crying as well. As he should. Your partner should cry. If he ever hurts you, even on accident, he better be bawling. He better on the knees begging for forgiveness, kissing the injury he made, and then it's going to hurt worse, and you're going to cry harder, and then he's going to cry harder, and then you will drown in tears. Molly, you know, ho, Slim Shady. Oh, yeah, no, John, I totally get that, John. It took me a long time to find, like, I mean, I've dated a lot of people because I'm a sleut, but proper communication and everything takes a lot of effort, chat. It's very hard. It's you gotta put a lot of effort and time in it. And you know, like, not even like social cues, just like learning some stuff can help. What was that, Nia? Well, excuse me, what? Why are we excusing me? Make me some Italian food. I let my friend flirting is too friendly. Just go up to him and go like, hi, your eyes, amazing. Your body, incredible. And your clothes would look better on my floor. And then they will call the cops. They will immediately call the cops. So, you know, don't do that. Don't do what I just said. Also, I'm working on an overlay now for a dog boy. You're working on an overlay? Oh, really? Apparently, I'm really bad at dropping hints. Probably be either than... No, chat, this is what I do. Can I be honest? Start off strong. Hey, you look really cool. Would you like to maybe, I don't know, get some coffee sometime and, you know, go on a date with me? And if they say no, they say no. And you're going to get a lot of no's. But eventually you'll get some yeses. Or you can talk. But, like, when you ask somebody out on a date, say, hey, can we go on a date? Oh, I appreciate it, Dora. Tell them, hey, I want to go on a date. You don't want any misunderstandings. You want the feelings to be known from the first name. Yeah, and that's why I don't do demisexual. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, that's cute, John. That's cute. That's really good. I think you're doing it right. Boom, 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 boom. Chat, and I'm the opposite. I'm just attracted to everybody all the time, which really doesn't help me. Mm-hmm. Not the right person, then. Not the right person. If they don't appreciate what you do for them, not the right person. And sometimes it's not. Here's something I've learned from my failed relationships, Chad. What people want is to be understood, to have time spent with them, and to show that you're thinking about them when you're there. If you see your partner working on something, stop in the middle of what you're doing, grab them by the shoulder, say, hey, what are you working on? Can you tell me about it? Give them a little kiss. You know. I mean, with my ex-best friend, so I'm kind of guess by myself. I mean, some people are always shit, though. There's only so much you can do. Demi-romantic. See, chat, nobody can cheat on me with my best friend because I don't have friends. Though I have started meeting some cool people, to be honest. Especially on the VTuber side of things. So, you know. I've met some cool VTubers lately, and people are being kinder and sweeter to me, and, like, I'm finally feeling like I can start connecting with some people. Chat's special. Chat's like family. Chat's wonderful and amazing, and you all are fantastic. But I'm not going to call you up and be like, hey, do you want to go golf this weekend? I don't golf, chat, actually. Why would I? Why was the first friend thing I could think of golfing? Chat, this is why I don't have friends. I don't like golfing. Apparently, I keep asking people to go golfing, and I'm just like, yeah, you want to go golfing? I'm like, yeah, and I'm like, cool. I've never golfed in my entire life. Oh, sorry. No, I don't golf. I've never golfed. The only golfing I like doing is mini golfing. The only golfing I like doing is mini golfing. Okay. I've heard Top Golf is fun. It looks cool. Do we want to get sad and personal real quick, chat? I was always the outside friend, even with my ex and her friends. So they went to Top Golf, and there was only so many, slots open for people to do Top Golf. And I was the one extra person because they didn't actually expect me to go. So I just sat there and watched everybody do Top Golf. And had snacks. Yeah. Or it was the thing of like, hey, I went to an amusement park with them, and I'm a very tall guy, and I'm a big guy, and so like a lot of the like older rides I couldn't ride on, so half the rides I wouldn't be able to ride on with the people because I'm just too tall. So yeah. Anyways, enough being sad, chat. I'm good. I'm happy now. I'm in a better place. I have my own apartment. I have chat. I get to be a villain soon. We're gonna be villains, chat. It's gonna be great. We're gonna take over the world very slowly. We're gonna steal money from other people, use it for other things on ourselves. We're gonna make the moon larger because why not? Why not make the moon larger? Best friend date laser tag. Let's go, chat. Let's go, chat. We're going. And Vanya is going with me. Vanya and I are going to go mini golfing, and we're going to the arcade, and I'm going to win them a crane machine prize. And we're going to do one of those things where you get tickets, and it's gonna be for like hours where we're gonna try to win a prize, and then all we're gonna get is a stupid little like eraser and candy, and we're gonna be a little bit disappointed with the prizes. And then remember we're an adult, and then I'll go buy a real prize with real money. It's gonna be all like, oh, we didn't get enough tickets, and I'm gonna be like, wait a second, how would I just buy us a cool prize, and we go play with it later. Chat, date. Chat, I can take you all on a date. There, once we get the 3D joy baiting. Then Gene goes into deep depression. I will blow a bunch of money on a date, chat. I get so excited. I have so much fun, and I know money can make more fun, so I just spend all the money, and then afterwards I'm like, fuck. Oh well, I'll deal with it. But chat, wait, is joy baiting a thing? Is joy baiting a thing? That sounds like a real thing, and that sounds like something I would do. And very toxic. Unintentionally toxic. Took her to a gold class cinema. But here's the plan, chat. Okay. We're going to level this up one more level. Oh, no, but it actually does sound like a toxic trait. Like, you know, like you keep making people feel like you're going to give them joy. And so you're like baiting joy out of people. And then like it just sounds like almost like love bombing, except without the actual love bombing. Anyways, okay. Hi. Right. So here's the plan, chat. 50 average viewers. Goal. We'll get there eventually. New model, 3D model. And then I take you all into 3D spaces and we go on virtual dates. I'll have a camera set up. We'll have it at like eye level so you all can be like you're on the date with me. We'll go to arcade. We'll go places. Yeah. I think it'd be a lot of fun. And then we can do giveaways of one-on-one dates. Because I think it'd be a lot of fun. Filth, you would have a lovely time with me. You'd have a lovely time with me, Filth. It doesn't have to be a romantic date. It can be a friend date. I'll take you out on a lovely bro date. We'll get pizza. We'll get snacks. We'll go see cool stuff. We'll arcade. It'll be amazing. Who's eye level? Oh, your eye level, obviously, chat. So, like, here, you ready? You want to see it? This is what you'll see. You'll be about this level, and then I will see like that much of you. Lower, but like that much of me. What? Hey! Bad chat. Stop looking there. Stop it. I see what you're doing. Awful chat. Y'all are heinous. This has been fun. Did nothing. That's fair. You did not do anything. I might have baited myself. How tall in Gene? I am 6'4". I am 6'4" almost exactly. Not like, I'm not even like over 6'4". I'm like almost perfect 6'4". Maybe like 6'4.0002 or something. I found out because my ex was 6'3". My ex's dad was 6'3". And so the entire time I was like, oh no, he's shorter than me. Like I'm 6'3". I've been 6'3" my entire life. And then I go and he's like, no. Like you have to be 6'4" or something. And we measure and I'm 6'4". And I'm like, oh, cool. Last time I checked was college, so I must have done it wrong, or maybe I grew an inch in college. I don't know. Don't take my inches. I'm 5'1". Itty bitty. Itty bitty, Nia. Look at you, so tiny. Chat, I'm taking half an inch from everybody. Chat. I'm gonna get big. I'm gonna be taller than you. And I'm gonna be a giant. And I'm gonna take over the world. Nope, everybody's giving me half an inch. Sorry, chat. Sorry, it's happening. Half an inch. Give it over. Right now. Was that at least, like, what, 10 inches, maybe? I don't know how many people are here right now. How many people are here right now? I don't check. Haha! That's a lot of inches, chat. You don't need none. You're fine, chat. You're fine. You're fine. Wow, rude. I'm talking about height, chat. I'm talking about height, chat. The fact that you think it's anything lewd means that you're the lewd ones. You're lewd. I'm not. I'm Say So, chat. Chat, I don't think you know this, chat, but I'm a Say So streamer. I'm the Say Soist. You know, right? You know what Say So means, chat? Chat, I'm wholesome. I have never done anything ever that was non-Say So. I'm a wholesome villain. I steal your money. I steal all the stuff that you got, and I spend it on snacks and making things better in the world. And I steal it with love. Like, mwah. Give me your stuff. Mwah. Give me your stuff. Chat. Give me your fucking. Give me your stuff, chat. Give me all your stuff. Haha, thank you. I appreciate it. Say so, see? No. I'm not giving you my toast. How's a villain wholesome? I'm helping the world to be a better place. A cooler place. I'm going to make the moon bigger so that the ocean is worse. So that tsunamis are even bigger. I'm going to make the moon so big. It's going to be the biggest moon. Oh, that's what you're talking about, Vanya. Vanya, it's only a little bit. It's only a little bit. Only a little bit, okay? Just a little bit. Don't worry about it. We got to make you a little bit bigger. Tonight, we steal the moon! I have to take the moon out on a date anyways, right? Chad, did you not notice the gloom toggle until now? I just like it. I like the light on my eyes. Sorry, I'll go extra dark. No, dark. You can date the moon? Exactly! I can take the moon out on a date. Isn't that right, Moon? I am not the hero of the story. You need to save the city? Nah. I'll just take the buildings. It's fine. I'm stealing the buildings, chat. I'm stealing the city. Chat, the city is mine already. I just left it in the same place. I'm leaving it in the same place, chat, but I stole it. It's mine. Nobody can prove it's not. Prove it right now. Oh, well, Moxie, I hope you're okay. Prove to me right now I didn't steal the city, huh? Huh? Can't do it, can you? I just am so good at stealing the city that I left it. Hello, that gooning Sigma. Have fun with that. And I left it in the same place. It's mine now. Yes. Prove it. I also took the ocean. The ocean's also mine. Nobody's allowed to use the ocean anymore, chat. It's mine now. If you touch the ocean, $5. $5 fee. Every time you touch the ocean, it's $5. So if you touch the ocean, you better go in it all the way. Oh no, all the shrimps are mine. All the shrimps are mine now. I also just own New Zealand. I'm taking New Zealand. New Zealand is mine. Nope, mine now. Sorry. Don't worry, though. As long as you live in New Zealand, you don't have to pay a fine. But if you leave New Zealand and come back to New Zealand, then you have to pay a fine, okay? It's fine. Speaking of the ocean. Ocean man, take me by the hand, take me from the land that you understand. I swear I'll fucking eat whoever created Twitch Turbo ads. If I see another Twitch Turbo ad, I will go insane. Do it. Go crazy. Go stupid. Go crazy. It's okay, Lily. It's okay, Lily. I'll give you a free pass this time. Just know next time, every time you touch the water, it's a $5 fee. DMs? Okay, I'll check my DMs. Pretty. That's very pretty, Vanya. I'm gooning. What does that mean? What does what mean? Gooning? Good luck with that. Okay, chat. Now, the Akuma, what? The Akuma crippled. I am American. I'm afraid of Americans. Oh, not me. You're talking to other people. Crazy. Crazy. Just my own chat not talking to me. Talking to Nia. Because Nia's so cool. By the way, can we get a shout out for Nia, please? Nia's actually very, very cool. Hi, John. It's too late. I don't love you anymore. I'm charging you twice the price. And all shrimp will have to be charged for deshelling and for eating. So, yeah. I'm going to make so much money, chat. It's great. What in the tariff? Capitalism. Capitalism, baby. Capitalism. Mods are tax-free, though. Mods don't get taxed. I got to keep the mods. Yes, my get-rich-quick scheme, chat, is as follows. Step 1, steal a city. Step 2, leave the city exactly where I stole it from so nobody knows I stole it. Step 3, make money off of stolen city somehow. Haven't figured that part out yet. Step 4, steal the moon or make it bigger. One of those two things. We're still working on that one. Step 5, steal the ocean. Leave it there. Charge people for use of ocean. Step 6, steal New Zealand. We could have stolen New Zealand first. It's probably be a lot easier than the ocean, but hey, it's fine. Step 7, profit. And so we're on step 1 right now, chat. I have stolen the city, and I'm claiming the ocean is mine, and nobody stopped me yet. I just want New Zealand. It's pretty. New Zealand is pretty and has kiwis, and I like kiwis. Both the bird, the people, and the fruit. Kiwis are great. All of them are great. So yes. Norway's better? Yeah, but Norway's harder to steal. It has people on either side. Or unorganized and poorly considered? I don't know what you're talking about. Look, my lovely DDs will do the best that they can and take over the world with me. My devious darlings will help. Right, chat? You'll help? You'll help me commit crime? You're allergic to kiwis? Lily, your bloodline is weak and you will be purged. Kidding. But no. We steal islands first. Madagascar? Greenland, hypothetically, so that we can make Canada and America stop arguing over who really owns it. Maybe Iceland. I think Iceland would be nice. It's pretty small. I think I could fit it in my back pocket or something, right? I'm proud of you, DDs. All of my lovely Ds. All of my lovely darlings. Well, then I'll just call you devious. You can be just devious. Everybody else can be darlings, and you can be devious. You might not be a darling, but you might be devious. You're either devious, a darling, or a devious darling. Don't underestimate Iceland. What is there to underestimate? What is there to underestimate about Iceland? It's flat and has volcanoes. That's all it's got. It's fine. Maybe the volcanoes. Actually, you know what? The volcanoes is a good thing to worry about now that I think about it. Chat, how do you defeat a volcano? If you were a volcano, chat, how would you get beaten? What's a volcano's weakness? Wait, virgins. Chat, raise your hand if you're a virgin. I don't lie. I'm not going to sacrifice you to the volcano to make sure that it's okay. I'm not going to sacrifice you to a volcano so that it behaves itself while I steal Iceland. Would never do that. But if I were to do that, would you be mad at me? Would you be mad at me if I sacrificed you to volcano, chat? Come on. Just a little sacrifice. But come on. But the volcanoes are... Hello, Carmia. I don't believe that for a second. Unless you're the Virgin Mary. I want Post Malone, who brought the One Ring Magic the Gathering card for like $1 million to hold a party and throw it in a volcano. He bought what? He bought what? This volcano can... I don't speak Icelandic. I don't speak Icelandic, chat. How do I know if a volcano consents to having a virgin sacrificed in it? That's insane. Too bad we invented it. Final say no. Universe to give you back season. I mean, partner. Fine. All right, chat. Goals. Steal Iceland. Learn Icelandic. Find a virgin who willingly is sacrificed to a volcano. I don't know how many volcanoes they have. We might need to find a lot of virgins. We'll go to the Twitch convention. I'm sure we'll find a few there. Then, once I have Iceland, I have not, Molly May. Once I have Iceland, to sacrifice you to a volcano, Vanya, then, why did I want Iceland? Why did I want Iceland? Yeah, I think Vanya might be more valuable than Iceland. We'll keep Vanya instead. But we'll figure out something else, okay? Vanya, I believe, is significantly more worth than Iceland at this moment. So, Vanya, you live another day. Congratulations. Clip what? Now, New Zealand, though, has no volcanoes. Okay. Have the island of Hawaii. Okay, but New Zealand has no volcanoes. Has sheep. And the Kiwi are nice people. I might go in there and be like, hi, guys, do you mind if I take New Zealand? And they'll just be like, yeah, sure. But they'll say it in a higher pitched voice, you know, like Kiwis do. They'll be like, wait, how do Kiwis, how do they sound? I can't do a Kiwi accent. I used to be able to do a New Zealander accent with the classic Kiwi, with a very high pitched, and there was a question at the end of every sentence. Or the volcanoes are just sleeping. I love that though. I love that every time the stereotypical New Zealander accent where it always goes up at the end of every sentence. So every sentence is a question, and you never know if there's an answer. Stop exposing me. I don't know anything. You sound like Stewie. Tell the volcanoes a fanfic when they're cranky. Exactly. We'll just read fanfics to volcanoes. Vanya, can you write a volcano fanfic? Oh God, I have a friend who does it better than I do, and we would play like Warzone and just run around and go just do the stuff. Can you write a fanfic that will lull a volcano to sleep? Oh, chat events. Hi, I had an idea. So chat, are you ready? You know, good. Yeah, you know. No, yeah, you know. You know, yeah, you know, no, yeah. Sorry, what was I talking about? Right, chat, ideas, events. Guess what? I'm excited for this one. So, lovely chatters, there is something that I've told you all about several times. It is called NaNoWriMo. NaNoWriMo is an event where you learn how to write an entire book. You write 1,667 words every single day, and at the end of it, you have 55,000 words for after a month, and it's enough to start a book. Like, it's enough for like a good working draft of a book, right? And so it's good for people who've always wanted to write a book. Well, the people who used to run it, the people who ran the event, who had the website and everything, turns out some of their moderators were sending sexually explicit images to minors, and they started being like, hey guys, you need to accept that AI should be used for writing, and that you're allowed to use writing, and if you don't like AI for writing, that's ableist. Meanwhile, this is a thing on how to write 1,667 words every day. It is so stupid. They got shut down. Nope, wasn't a rumor. They got fully shut down, so they no longer exist. But do you know what that means, chat? I can take over. I can make my own VTuber novel writing month and be the primary source of this. And so here's the plan. Instead of doing it in November, we're going to do it in January. That way you start your year with writing a book. And guess what? You've already knocked out a New Year's resolution right then and there. It's going to start on January 2nd to February 2nd is going to be the goal, right? You were going to write 1,667 words every day. I will be doing it ASMR style on my keyboard for 2 hours in the morning. It's not a lot of words. Trust me, it gets really easy very quickly. And so you'll have the keyboard. I'll have my keyboard. We'll do ASMR style writing in the morning. It only takes maybe an hour, 2 hours to do it. And the goal is to write. Is it really? Yeah, but it would take a lot for me to like get it up. So okay, no, it looks like it's going to cost about $99. Plus, they might have some copyrights and stuff, so I don't really want to risk that. Yeah. Not 99, yeah, $99. So, I kind of look like your next ex-husband. Really, Fifi? Hi there. Sorry, we're talking. Fifi, down, girl. I'm talking. This is important stuff. So, VTubing, VTube. I mean, huh? Sorry, VTubing. NaNoWriMo got shut down. So we're going to do a National Novel Writers Month. We're going to make it January instead of November. Start your writing, and here's the plan, chat. If you do it, every person who finishes the writing thing, it doesn't matter what you're doing. It doesn't matter how good the writing is. As long as you finish it, I will be writing you a letter. What? What is it, Vanya? Oh, probably. That makes sense. Fifi, you're very distracting. By the way, your mascot should be a bee that's covered in a blanket, so it looks like a ghost. The boo bee. There you go. There's your mascot. Because you're a ghost. It makes the most sense. Okay. So, anybody who writes it, It can be a bunch of short stories. It can be a bunch of short stories if you want it to be. As long as you do 1,667 words. And as long as by the end of the month, on February 1st, if you have 55,000 words, you finish. You're done. You achieve. I will write you a handwritten letter. Well, I'll sign the letter with my hand, but I will type out the letter because my handwriting's awful. It'll be personalized, and I'll send it to you, and I'll be super happy. Everybody who wants to have their writing read by me can submit it. I will personally read as many as I can, even if it's just a segment. Hi, Echo, you'd be good. And I will, read some excerpts from novels on stream. I'm still thinking if I want to do like a full-on, like, whoever has the best writing of like horror or whatever, maybe I'll do like a giveaway. And I'll give like we'll give away some like money, and maybe we'll give away some other stuff. Maybe we'll have merch by then. But yeah, so I want to make it a whole month of ASMR every day, me writing NaNoWriMo. And if other streamers join in and they do it as well, I will like raid into them. Anybody can do this. I'll raid into anybody who's doing NaNoWriMo related stuff during that month. But it'll be good. It'll be great. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad. The goal is to finish writing, okay? The goal is just to finish writing. That way you can finally have it done. Yes, chat's still doing No Nut November. Hey, Fifi, guess what? Since you're now in my chat, you also have to do No Nut November. Congratulations. Thank you for reminding me. Good luck, Fifi. I believe in you. You got this. You've been enlisted. Fifi immediately left, didn't they? Did Fifi immediately? That's fair. Nope, sorry, chat. Is Fifi like this always? Fifi's always like this. Fifi's a LuckyJene, chat. Fifi has been on multiple big streamers' contents on the TikToks, talking about boobies and things. But they're lovely. They're sweet, they're kind, they're very, very gorgeous. Check them out if you like that kind of stuff. Okay. Her. That one. Yeah. Who is Fifi? No, I don't know. Fifi's just some weirdo. God, she keeps showing up all the time. He keeps trying to be my ex-wife. A hot weirdo, but she for some reason really wants to be my ex-wife. So you gotta be careful there. Fifi, you're getting nothing in the divorce. I have nothing. I have nothing to give you. Good luck. I'm gonna get more out of you than you're gonna get out of me. Chat, half of you might get taken. Well, you're getting my heart in the divorce. That's adorable. That is adorable, actually. Stop being cute. Okay. Fifi, stop distracting me. I need to pay attention to chat. I don't have a table. I haven't needed a table, okay? I haven't needed a table, chat. Like, what do I need a table for? And don't say cake. Don't say cake, chat. Just because I stepped on one cake doesn't mean anything. You are divorced children, chat. Congratulations. No. The cake was fine on the bed. If I just remembered not to step on it, then it would have been fine. But, Coloring. Oh, well, no. I have a desk. I do have a desk, chat. I don't need anything except a desk. Yeah. Have you not heard about foot cake? Have y'all not heard? You'll be the cool other parent. The cake's a lie. Okay, what time is it? 2:19, chat. I need to go get food. And I need to go sign legal documents so that I end one part of my life and I can start a new part of my life. Don't worry about the legal documents, chat. I'm only signing over my soul. Which is going to be really funny because if I suddenly, explode in content, everybody's going to think I sold my soul to the devil. Number 15, Burger King Foot Levis. It's our divorce papers. We didn't get married yet. It's the marriage certificate, actually. The divorce is next week. Mm-hmm. I'm signing of my soul. It's called marriage, chat. Kidding. That means I'd have to actually, spend time with anybody except that. A solid 1 week marriage. It'll be great. We'll have no. Here's what we'll do. Okay, first, we will do. We'll have the prenuptials, and then we'll have the honeymoon phase from Monday to Tuesday. Wednesday we can get into our first argument. Thursday we go meet the parents. Friday I accuse you of turning into your mom. Saturday you insult everything and say I have no dreams and I'm going to be a failure, and then Sunday we get divorced. What do you think? Good plan? Yeah. I think it's going to go great. You sound like my mom. Stop. Let me fall back in love and do it all over again. I don't know if I have the time. Oh, you know what? Fuck it. We'll do this every month. We'll have a good week every month, and then we'll be single and try dating again. Bitch, you do for me. Gene, read my message. What the fuck, am I invisible again? No, I do read your message. I have read your message. Okay, sorry. Chat, I need to end stream. I could be your next husband. Fair. I need to raid out. Let's see if we can find somebody to raid out into. Who do we got? Nah. I'm not raiding into Cottontail again. As much as I love raiding into Cottontail. Legend of Zelda? No. Just chatting? Boring. Xanis? Helldivers? Gross. I date men too. Silas? Don't put words in my mouth. I'm not rating Iron Mouse. I am rating Kinsey because we're playing a game I do want to play. So chat, go say hi to Kinsey. You'll be good. Give him a little love. Go lucky raid. And misspell it. Everybody has to misspell it. Love you too, VV. And I will see you all later, okay? Mwah. Bye, everybody.